Imagine a world where our moral compass guides us through the most profound questions of life. A world where the value and sanctity of human existence are at the core of the most divisive and morally charged issues of our time, the morality of abortion. Brace yourself for a thought provoking journey that will challenge your deepest convictions and force us to confront the complex ethical dilemmas surrounding the beginning of life itself. Today's topic for discussion is abortion, an issue that continues to spark opposing views, with many people feeling strongly about their stance. My objective for this conversation is to present why abortion should be considered immoral and outlawed. While acknowledging that opinions may vary, I believe that we can still have a respectful conversation about this matter. To support my stance against abortions, I've gathered relevant studies from scholarly journals along with an insightful ebook written by Christopher Caxor called The Ethics of Abortion, Women's Rights, Human Life, and the Question of Justice in 2015. These other studies include Abortions and Mental Health by P.K. Coleman, circa 2011, published in the British Journal of Psychiatry, Deaths Associated with Abortion Compared to Childbirth, a review in light of recent advances in methods of pregnancy outcomes by David Reardon, 2018, published in the Journal of American Physicians and Surgeons, and Judith Jarvis Thompson's A Defense of Abortion from the journal Philosophy and Public Affairs in 1971, and finally, a report on induced abortions published by the Guttmacher Institute in 2021. I want to begin by explaining my stance on abortion and my reasoning behind it. My contention is quite clear. Abortion terminates human life deliberately, which goes against moral principles. Experts within the scientific community agree that human life commences at conception, an irrefutable fact which implies that it is a unique individual with its own DNA, potentality, and inherent rights emerge. To end this nascent existence through abortion forcibly violates fundamental ethical principles. Every person has an undeniable right to live. There is no disputing the physical and psychological trauma associated with abortions. Researchers like Coleman in 2011 have underscored increased instances for depression, anxiety, harmful substance use among those who undergo this procedure. Physical complications, such as damage to reproductive organs, infections, or bleeding, have also been reported. Furthermore, pushing abortion as a civil right actively puts women's health at risk by encouraging individuals to overlook these harmful outcomes. Next, I want to explain the most viable option when it comes to how we can avoid abortions entirely. To avoid abortions entirely and provide every child a family that welcomes them with open arms, abortion is the best solution one can come up with compassionately and ethically. Falling pregnant accidentally may cause overwhelming distress in women who are unable or unfit for conceiving their babies themselves, while some couples await parenthood opportunities eagerly. Therefore, adoption emerges as an incredibly beneficial method where birth mothers can guarantee their child's well-being at a loving home while ensuring respect for every life. I want to provide you with an argument of the opposing view and explain why it is incorrect. Legalizing abortions will not delve into deep rooted causes like comprehensive sex education, access to contraception, or other types of support services required by unexpected pregnancy situations faced by females seeking aid in the decision making process without any judgment or pressure. Although every individual indeed has a right to autonomy carve out, this does not absolve us from acknowledging an unborn child's right to life when weighing individual rights against each other sensitively concerning this matter. Judith Jarvis Thompson argues that even though an unborn child has a right to life, the mother's right to choose what happens to her own body overrides that, and no one can force you to allow another being to use your body without your consent. The argument supporting women's rights is making decisions about their own bodies and reproductive health, including the right towards an abortion, warrants consideration as balanced and required when examining its implications of both sides. While acknowledging the importance of autonomy for individuals, we cannot overlook that no individual has individual right is absolute and must be considered in conjunction with other things going on. We need public attitudes towards abortions reevaluated so that we prioritize respect for human life and dignity over anything else. With all of this information, I hope that you were able to reason with me and see my view. I will wrap it up by saying this. Finally, we must revisit current abortion laws and devise new legislation aimed at creating an environment that protects the rights of both individuals and unborn children. Taking into account both ethical concerns as well as empirical evidence available about abortions lead us to conclude that legalizing this practice would not be advisable. The deliberate termination of a fetus's life disregards its inherent worth or rights, leaving profound social implications like undermining respect for all forms of human life, which in result which results in physical or psychological consequences among women who undergo such procedures. Instead of legalizing abortions, society should focus on providing comprehensive support for women who have unplanned pregnancies. This can include offering alternatives such as adoption and identifying root causes of unplanned pregnancies. Ultimately, we must strive towards creating a society that values life from conception to natural death, a shared responsibility to protect the vulnerable and cherish human dignity. Thank you.